Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Software Engineer Interview Questions. And in this episode, we'll start talking about the very important parts in SDE interviews, which is system design. And we will start with the basic concept and fundamentals in system design, and then build up the key components to prepare for system design interviews. So let's get started. And the topics that will be covered today is, first, we will answer the question is, what is system design? Why and how should we design a system? And next is the two main ways of designing and scaling the system, which is horizontal and vertical scaling. And last, we will talk about the four key characteristics that we should keep in mind when designing a distributed system. So overall, what is system design? This is a question I also got confused when I just started working as a software developer. So imagine today you are building a startup. You want to build the next generation of Amazon. So you will have a user interface. It can be a web page or a mobile app. It can let user come to register, log in, and make purchase online. And when the customer make the order, the front end will send an HTTP request to the backend, and the backend will check if there is stock in the inventory. It will process the payment, and then it will send back an HTTP response to the front end of the confirmation. So this is basically how a full stack app works. And at initial stage, you probably won't have too many users, too many customers. So the backend, you might just need one server and one database, and they can even locate on the same machine. But as time goes by, your business starting to grow, you will have more and more users, and there will be more and more HTTP requests and response back and forth. And what will happen on the backend? Well, it's like running too many programs, too many tasks on your computer. When they reach to a point that it doesn't have enough computational power and memory to handle all the requests, it's gonna crash and stop working. So what is the solution to solve this? Well, the first thing you may try when you feel your desktop is getting slow, no enough power, is to increase and upgrade the CPU and memory of your desktop. And it is the same for scaling the backend, and it is called vertical scaling. We're scaling an existing server vertically by adding more power to make it more performant. And the other way to scale up the system is by adding more machines to the backend, so we can distribute the requests to multiple machines and decrease the pressure on each server. And this is called horizontal scaling. And now the system becomes so-called distributed system. Here, let's have a quick summary of what system design is. So the official definition from Wikipedia, system design is a process of defining the architecture, modules, interfaces, and data for a system to satisfy specified business requirements. And in my own word, system design is the way how to design your backend to let your app, your website scale and run smoothly, and at the end, make your customers and users happy. And there are two ways to scale up a system. First is vertical scaling. We will add more power like CPU, RAM, storage, etc. to an existing server to make it faster and more powerful. And the other way is horizontal scaling. We're adding more servers into our pool of resources. And this is also important when we are choosing between SQL or non-SQL databases as our persistent data store, which we will talk about in later videos. Okay, now let's talk about some key characteristics of distributed systems. First and foremost is scalability. The system should be able to grow and manage increased requests. and this can be done by horizontal or vertical scaling. Secondly is reliability. The system should keep delivering its services even some components fail. Your website should be reliable and running anytime because server shutdown means losing revenue and users. And this can be done by having redundancy backup for both software components and data. And third is availability. This is kind of similar to reliability. The users are expecting your website, your services running day and night. And availability is defined as the time a system remains operational to perform its required function in a specific period. And lastly is efficiency. You want to make your website or services as efficient and performant as possible. And the technical metrics for efficiency is latency and throughput. Latency is basically the delay to obtain the first item. When the user performs an action, what is the delay that your user can get the expected result? And throughput is defined as the number of items delivered in a given time unit. Finally, let's review. So in this video, we talk about the nature of system design is to design your backend to let your app, your website scale. And we also talk about the difference of horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Vertical scaling is by adding more power to existing machine to make it more performant. And horizontal scaling is to add more machines to decrease the pressure on each server. And lastly, we talk about some key characteristics of distributed system, which is scalability, reliability, availability, and efficiency. And that will be all for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.